Hello folks, this is Steve AB for you. I'm going to have a little bit of fun. I want to see if I can reproduce what happened a few moments ago. Now, nothing in this episode is a promotion nor is it a recommendation. I just want to show you how brilliant they are at Google Maps and Google Search. Because that's in the news. So I was looking at this website. I'm scrolling down. And oh, this sounds like a repeat. Crew abandoned sinking boat carrier. No, they don't mean the one that hit the bridge in Baltimore Harbor. It's the one with the Houthi stuff. Crew abandoned sinking boat carrier, that's a ship, in Red Sea. You know where the Red Sea is, right? South of Israel. Why would I say it that way? Is it because I spent 4 years in Israel? Have I ever actually seen the Red Sea? I'll answer that later. Crew abandoned sinking boat carrier in Red Sea after kamikaze. Can't keep the Japanese out of this. World War II Japanese pilots one-way trips. Drone boat attack. So it was a drone hit the boat. Turmoil in the Red Sea and Gulf of Aden. You know where those are, right? Intensified this week as Iran-backed Houthi rebels launched a series of attacks on commercial vessels traversing the critical maritime choke point. Now, I've made a video about this before explaining all that geography in a bold new move, the rebels deployed a suicide drone boat. You see, I say drone, and I immediately think airplane. That boat slammed into the stern of a boat carrier. Just to remind you, a long, long time ago, I did working passage on a Norwegian freighter between Rotterdam, the Netherlands, and Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, to get back to the United States. So I know where the stern is. How do I know where the stern is? Because the crew cabin that I was put in along with a guy from Belgium, who also had working passage, was in the stern of the boat. So when the ocean waves got going like this, we were sleeping and it was doing this to us, whipping us up. Excuse me. All those memories from all those adventures just crowd into everything. But the important thing is, slammed into the stern of a bulk carrier, paralyzing the vessel. The steering fins are back there too. Paralyzing the vessel and forcing the crew to abandon ship. The drone boat attack on commodity hauling bulk carrier Tudor. I'm curious. Let's see if we can get a picture. Well, there's a bulk carrier. These are bulk carriers. Just give you, seeing it, this one's sinking. So that gives you an idea what it looks like, but they're not showing us a picture of the actual, okay. There are just so many of them. They're like ants. Yeah, taking the wonderful things produced in Southern Asia and Southeast Asia and taking the shortcut to Europe and then on, some cases, to the United States. because it's longer the other way. You know that, don't you? When I say from India to the United States, if you go from where I am to India, it's a third of the way around the world. If you go by way of California, that direction, it's two-thirds of the way around the world. Did I just help you figure that out? The reason why I know that is, well, as a ham radio operator, you know what's called long path and short path. Yeah, oh, these things just pop up. So, the drone boat attack on commodity hauling boat carrier Tudor was first reported on Wednesday. By Friday, which is yesterday, the crew of the vessel was evacuated by military authorities, according to the British military United Kingdom Maritime Trade Operations. Now we're getting to what I want to show you. So that organization said the vessel has been abandoned and is drifting in the vicinity of the last reported position. Now I'm going to show you what I did. I highlighted it. Now I want to get that above my head. I highlighted it and I said, now I want to show you the geniuses at Google Map and Google Search. To search for a place, enter the latitude and longitude GPS coordinates, but I did. So why doesn't it show me where it is? Now, I'm going to take this off. And I'm going to do this. And it still gives me the same garbage. Google support maps answer. Now that's 14 degrees, 20 minutes, 0 seconds, north. 41, notice that there's a 0 in front of the 41, but not in front of the 14. What difference does it make any difference? 41 degrees, 56 seconds, 56 minutes, 0 seconds. And then I've got E period, and it still doesn't show me. Bear with me. Now I'm going to take the period off. Now the first one with the period in the ending quote is how I did it originally, and I got this garbage. This really helpful garbage. Now let me do it. Now it knows where it is. Now it knows where it is. It's in the big blue. It's in the middle of blue. Now it's shaping up. Here's Yemen. Here's Eritrea. This used to be a part of Ethiopia in my lifetime. This is Ethiopia here. This is Djibouti down here. So where it was hit was here. You know that I've been to Egypt. You know I've been to Israel. You know I've been to Jordan. You know I've told you stories about somebody that I knew who helped escort the exiled Emperor Haile Selassie from Khartoum, Sudan to Addis Ababa over by way of the camel trails. In Israel for a while, I had a off and on roommate from Ethiopia. And when I worked for that big internationally known, internationally operating IT company, I had a work colleague that was originally from what is today Eritrea. And he said he was from Eritrea. You know somebody from Eritrea, don't you? You know people from Ethiopia, don't you? When I worked in Mexico, one of the other people who was visiting scientist was from Ethiopia. They're all over the place. But back to what I was talking about. So what's the problem? I highlighted it just the way I'm showing you. Let me do it this way. Let me do it like this. Let me do another search. And I'm going to include those words, right? And I'm going to ask it to do this. And it gives me this geographic coordinates, CIA.gov. This entry includes rounded latitude. What's the search engine doing? How do I look up coordinates on, people also ask, how do I look up coordinates on, but look, remember what I said? I showed you that if I took off the quote, double quote, and I took off this, let's find out what happens with those two words in there. I haven't done this before. Discover, there's the help. American Library Association, Google Help, National Data Buoy Center.gov, NASA, USGS, Reddit. Now, all I do is I take the two words out, like I took out the ending quote and period, and it knows where it is. Now let me show you something. We're going to do a Google search. I like Uncle, period, Steve, period, fishing, period, double quote. Let's see if we can find it. Did you see what I just did? I've got two extraneous words. I like. Last reported. YouTube, Adamit Shalanu. And it says right here, the handle is at Uncle Steve Fishing. Why did I do this? As soon as we put anything here like a dot, it has no idea what I'm trying to do. No idea whatsoever. It's a good thing they've invented AI. I hope someday AI comes to the rescue of Google search and Google Maps. When we're trying to put in an approximate position, we can't quite type it right, and it just can't guess at what it is I'm trying to do. Pardon my sarcasm. What's the matter with them? Seriously, what's the matter with them? This has been going on forever. Steve A. Before you, just loving Google Map and Google Search. Saying, see you in 73. It enriches my life. Saying, see you in 73.